Greetings, this is Griff Ruby, your nostalgic Catholic with another Isaac Asimov short story. Now, the one we're about to cover today is called The Instability. Apparently, it was first published in the London Observer of January 1, 1989. Regrettably, I do not have or have been unable to find a copy of the London Observer of that particular date. It has also been collected into gold. I therefore have simply the copy that is collected into gold with which to work. That said, what can we say about the instability? Unfortunately, when gold collects its stories, it just has them on such and such a page. So in this case, the instability is on page 59. You can barely tell it is a 9. It is page 59. And nothing but the story, the title, and then the story itself. That's it. It's a very short story, and it's really pretty simple, except that I'm not sure I get it. I don't know. Maybe it's gone over my head, and it's the first time I've actually had to say that about an Asimov story. So you have Professor Firebrenner. Here's a nice name. He has this idea of time perception depends on the structure of the universe. When the universe is expanding, we experience time as going forward. When it is contracting, we experience it going backward. If we could somehow force the universe to be in stasis, neither expanding nor contracting, time would stand still. I don't know. That's a thought. I mean, maybe all of the universe is a giant black hole, and we're in. And as it falls deeper and deeper, everything inside is seen to get longer and longer, and from our perspective, expand. You know, and the escape, what is it? Where you can't escape because of super gravity is simply now, right now, and if you could escape, you would do that by going into the past. The past is outside it. You can't go there. I don't know. That's what I think. That's my own crazy physics amateur scenario. I won't even call it a hypothesis, let alone theory. It's a scenario that I kind of envision. Not for the story per se, but just in general. But I don't know, maybe somewhat relevant to this idea. You can't put the universe in stasis, no, but you could put a little portion of the universe in stasis, which seems to me, if you did that, you'd freeze time, you'd be frozen in time, and there you are. Maybe that's the problem. That's never made clear. I'm telling you that now. You can call that a spoiler, but I'm simply pointing out that's a problem. Just enough to hold a ship. Time stands still, and I guess with time standing still, we can therefore move forward, backward at will, and the entire trip will take less than an instant. I don't pretend to understand that one. But all the parts of the universe will move while we stand still, while we're nailed to the fabric of the universe. The Earth moves around the sun around the core of the galaxy around some center of gravity, all the galaxies move. Some center. That's always been one of the problems in relativity. They try to do away with the idea of an established zero vector of movement. You can establish a zero vector of rotation. Basically, you can define an object as not rotating as long as there are no centripetal forces applying to it. Unfortunately, when it comes to linear motion, any state of linear motion that's coasting along with just its own inertia in whatever movement could be considered a zero-state vector. So they've gone to great lengths to show that there can't be a zero-state vector, otherwise there'd be the mysterious ether that was supposed to represent some zero-state vector in space, and so forth. But somehow you still kind of end up wanting one, and they kind of use that. All right. I calculated those motions, and I find 27.5 million years in the future, a red dwarf star will occupy the position our sun does now. So if we go 27.5 million years into the future, less than an instant, that red dwarf star will be near our spaceship, and we can come home, and then use the same thing after taking a look at it. Can that be done? Yeah, I've done this with animals. Of course, I can't get the animals to navigate their return, so that's the problem. Poor animals, stranded. I guess they die out there. So, but we're human beings. We can maneuver our way back. We can take the same trip back, and then from there, we may not manage to land exactly where the Earth is, but hopefully close enough that we can find it and just navigate our way back to it, and that'll all be fine. And, well, what if you land right in the middle of that red sun? Well, there is that problem, but the risk is extremely small when you consider an incredibly small proportion of space that star would occupy, as distinct from all the space around it. Within almost any part of which you could land quite harmlessly. So they go to the future. They didn't land in it or close enough to get burned up by it or anything like that. They do their observations for a couple hours and then they go back. It's time to go home now, says Firebrenner. They go back 27.5 million back into the past, and something went astray. This is not satisfactorily explained, in my opinion. This is where I say it kind of goes over my head. They find nothing. Space is black. Where's the Earth and the Sun? Going back in time must be different. Well, given that result, no poopy, huh? The entire universe must have moved. Where could it move? I don't know. Maybe it must move in an upper dimensional direction. We are here in the absolute vacuum in primeval chaos. But we're here. It's not primeval chaos anymore. Exactly. We've introduced an instability at this place where we exist, and that means, well, they had long enough to make this observation that, hey, where is everything? And notice that there's nothing here, and then have this little conversation, and then finally, after this little delay of time, their presence, which is an instability, suddenly means it's a big bang that obliterates them, and a new universe is coming to being and begin its own expansion. I'm just I think this has got to be one of the least impressive stories of Asimov's. Probably, at least, maybe because I'm just not getting it. I don't know. Since maybe even Magnificent Possession are just about there. This, everything blows up at the end. And whatever reasons for that explosion are not clear to me. Maybe if I was more up on the cosmology theories either now and or of the time when this story was written, maybe I'd be smarter to say, oh, right, just by being themselves in a spaceship in a primordial chaos, somehow that would be enough to create a Big Bang. It isn't even totally clear where the universe as they knew it went. They were able to calculate that a red star would be there, so they stayed in the universe going forward. But apparently they didn't stay in the universe going back. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I think that story has been, my biggest disappointment for a story. Maybe the fault's mine, I just don't understand it. Thanks for listening.